It's been good. I mean, I'm not a stranger here. Went to Ohio State, so I'm familiar with the territory. I know I'm on Columbus State's campus right now. But we've had a very nice reception here, and I think we will in Cincinnati. We had a good send-off this morning from my hometown, and then we're going to do the whole rest of the state. So it's unusual. We're getting an awfully early start. To have this level of organization 18 months before is I think is what it's going to take to be successful. So good, so far so good.
We just came through in Ohio, we just came through a rough election in which Democrats made the argument that the incumbent had the economy going in the right direction, and Republicans were saying we could do better.
Yeah.
What I heard you say today was basically we can do better, but you're the Democrat and the incumbent is the Republican. It seems like you're making the opposite argument.
A couple things. One is that John Kasich says things about the Ohio economy that Barack Obama never claimed about the national economy. Barack Obama has not called the national economy a miracle. He's always said we have a lot of work to do and that we have lost some ground with working people and that we've got to be sensitive to that. John Kasich has basically declared mission accomplished. He said the economy is a miracle, and I don't think that fits what people's reality is. I think every campaign has got to reflect whatever the reality is on the ground. I have yet to go to a county in Ohio where people say this economy is a miracle. I mean, they're not saying that. There's also certain things that have helped the national economy that John Kasich was opposed to, particularly the auto rescue. So yeah, we have seen some job growth in this state. It's been pretty mild, and in some cases, such as the jobs that were created in the auto industry, if it had been up to John Kasich, those things wouldn't have happened.
What do you see as your biggest challenges in this race?
Well, I think that anytime you run against an incumbent, the incumbents always start out with everybody knowing who they are. And the fact that the poll numbers show that about 90% of the state knows who he is, but less than half the state wants to re-elect him is a good sign. So I think you always start out kind of introducing yourself to people. But I can tell you I'm higher in the polls and have more name ID statewide than I did when I started running countywide. So I've been through this before. I've run against incumbents before. I've been outspent before. And you just organize early and you work hard, and hopefully the rest of it falls into place.
Well, you're a Northeastern Ohio guy. How do you plan to kind of introduce yourself to the rest of the state, and especially I'm thinking Southwest Ohio, completely different needs and situations?
Well, yes and no. I mean, their economic problems are very similar no matter where you are. So if you're a middle-class family that's trying to figure out how you're ever going to pay for college tuition, or how you're going to cope with rising gas prices or rising prices for food, or your housing values going down and your property taxes going up, that's the same whether you're in Southeast, Southwest, Northeast, or Northwest, or Central Ohio. I think it's the same. And if you look at specific policy proposals that Governor Kasich has made, such as the sales tax proposal, that would hit working people, that would hit the poor in the Southwest, the Southeast, Northeast, and Northwest. So nobody has been immune to what some of his policies are. The way that he balanced the budget in terms of taking money away from local schools and from local police forces and fire departments, that has hit people just as hard in the Southwest as it has in my part of Ohio. So I think we have a lot more in common than we do the differences between us.
So Ed,
One more question.
One more.
Ed,
Republicans are already questioning your credentials on the economy. How do you respond to that?
Well, we have a great job creation record. We have the biggest job creation fund in my county. It's actually bigger than any other county's fund. We have a great record, and we've been able to do it in a transparent and open way. Jobs Ohio is just a walking disaster. There's no question about it. It's an ethical minefield. It's been slowed down and bogged down by all kinds of problems. So I don't think they have a lot of room to talk on it. We've done things differently, and we've actually created quite a few jobs, and we've done it, I think, the right way. Yes.
Now, come 2014, it's a midterm election. Voting is generally down. If you're able to pull off this miracle and become governor, won't you be looking at a Republican House, Republican Senate, and Ohio voters will look at 2 or 4 years of gridlock?
No, I don't think so, for a couple reasons. Number one is I wouldn't concede anything to them. We don't know what's going to happen with that. I do think we need redistricting reform, because the districts are so gerrymandered right now that even I believe a majority of folks in 2014 will vote for Democratic candidates. We'll have to see how many seats that actually yields in the legislature. But as an executive, I can tell you, having been a mayor and having been a county executive, there's things that you can get done on your own. There's things that you have to stop a legislative body from doing when they go the wrong way, and then you figure out what you can agree on. And I'll sit down with whoever the leaders of the legislature are, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, and we'll say, what can we agree on, and then what do we have to agree to disagree on? And then we'll figure out ways that we can take executive action that I think can move the state forward even without the legislature, and there are areas where we can do that. Thanks a lot. Good to see you all.
Thanks.